What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Bocan Garage. I know it has been a while. Yeah, it has been quite a while since I made a video. I apologize for that. I have been working literally every single day for like the past 3 weeks, like weekdays, weekends. I haven't really had much time to work on the cars or even film or go to pick and pulls or anything, which is kind of a shame because an hour away in American Canyon, there is actually a four-door Impreza on the lot, and it's got a 5-speed manual. I kind of want to go. I want to see if I can grab its transmission, its diff, its drivetrain, all that stuff to, like, do a conversion. And now more than ever, because actually, little update on this girl. I was driving her around about a week ago, and I started to get this rumbling, like at low speeds. You get this rumbling, like right in the center where like the drive shaft meets the transmission, and it would be pretty like a subtle rumble. It wasn't like a good rumble. You don't want to feel that, like, but you would feel it, like you would like judder, and then over time it got worse and worse. Like it was actually start shaking the car. It got so violent that it felt like the transmission, engine, everything was just shaking. So, not entirely sure what that is because, like, if I turn on the car and it just idles, engine runs perfectly fine. If I put it in a gear, it goes into gear perfectly fine. It's just if I drive at a slow speed, it starts to violently shake. So one of these days, we're going to get underneath this car. We're going to put it on jack stands, and we will try and inspect and figure out what that is. But that's going to be, from what I understand, like I think the center diff, like brand new, is like $500 plus the time to install it and all that, which apparently can be done with the transmission still in the car. So that's really not that bad of an issue, at least for me. But it got me thinking. The price of fun. The price of fun for this car. So, long story short, guys, sorry for the adjusting camera. It's starting to rain out here. Basically, because of the repairs I know that I'm going to have to do, if the rear center diff is in fact that's what the issue is, that's $500 for the part plus the labor. I've heard that you can install it and take it out with the transmission still in the car. And based on the videos I saw, that's actually true and cool. But it got me thinking that if that's $500 plus time, labor, and all that, how much have I spent on this $500 Subaru? Now, this video is also inspired by another YouTuber. I will have to link him in the description because I forget his channel's name, but he also bought a $500 Impreza L model coupe, just like that, and his title was like $25,000 Subaru, and then when he went over the parts and everything he spent on it, it actually was like a $34,000 car, which was surprising even to him. Was surprising to me when I watched the video. Great video, by the way. But yeah, I could not buy a $500 car and then throw another $33,000 into that car. Me personally. But yeah, so I made a list of all the stuff I've bought for this car, and we kind of, just added it all up. Now, there are a couple things now that I'm out here thinking about that I kind of forgot off the list, so it won't be a complete list, but, it's going to be close to it. And obviously, we're going to start off with the car. We drove all the way up to Columbia for that. And we're not factoring any of the gas or borrowing the work truck or trailers or anything like that. This is just flat out money that I've spent. So it's like gas and things like that will not be included. This is just like the price of parts, not labor or anything like that, since I did all the work myself. But the car, $500, went all the way to Columbia to get that. Had a fun adventure. A scary adventure with that cliff and everything, trying to reverse the trailer and truck and everything and not go off the side of a mountain. So that was a fun memory I will never forget. That was definitely a thing. But yeah, $500 for the car. The LED headlights, I believe, were like the first mod I did to the car, one of the first mods. And those were $50. I got them for free, but I looked them up online. They're $50 headlights, LEDs. All the fabric paint to do what we saw in the first few episodes, which was painting the interior black and blue. and clear coating it. That came up to $70 in just paint, which is not bad. Then I found out about the rare armrest option, the high rest armrest option, and I got that online for about $80 shipped, which was a good price. And then we did all the gaskets. Like we did the valve cover gasket, you know, standard maintenance, oil pan gasket. We still need to do the transmission gasket and the spark plug gasket, all that stuff. And that came up to about $60 for all the gaskets. Then body-wise, we replaced the right side fender, the passenger side fender, because that one had that little crease in it. It wasn't too bad. We probably could have tried to take time to replace it and fix it, but I didn't want to. I found a perfectly mint condition fender, so I said just replace it. And that fender was $60. Now, STI bumper, I had to drive 3 hours away to go get that, but it was $160 for the version 4 STI bumper. And I'm finding out more and more about this bumper. Apparently, this bumper is not supposed to be used with the facelift version of the Impreza. It's supposed to be used for the pre-facelift, which was my entire plan originally. Obviously, you can see that didn't work out, but that was my plan, to do pre-facelift Impreza, but it didn't work. So we got that bumper for $160, 3-hour drive up, 3-hour drive back, long-ass drive. But we also picked up this microphone at the same time, the same day, because it was along the way. So it worked out for the channel in the long run. Then I had to buy the new rail, bumper guard rail, underneath the bumper to make it fit. The American one was super fat and thick and heavy, and I didn't want all that extra weight. So I realized that the Japanese one is just like a thin bar, and it's really cool. I'll try to put in a photo here if I remember. And got that for $150 shipped, brand new from Japan, so that was cool. And then we drove like 2 hours away one day to go look at a car at the pick and pull, and it had like all the front end, everything I wanted stripped. But we found the WRX STI pedals off of it, and those were $20. I still need to actually swap out the brake and put in the clutch and all that so I can use the other ones, but we got the gas pedal in at least. So yeah, that $20 for that. We got the world's cheapest radio, which still works. It is still a fantastic radio, still works. $15 shipped. Come on, guys. $15 for a freaking Bluetooth stereo radio, Wi-Fi, all that crap. That's just awesome. And then I don't know if I ever took photos or had a video of it, but there was one time we went up to like San Leandro area, and we got a pair of WRX, 2002 WRX rims, a set of 4 with tires. That was about $160. Good tires, good rims. I would still have them on the car today if we did not find these Legacy GT rims with tires in great condition that look so much like STI rims, which I love, for $80. So I had to literally go and get those instead. So we sold the WRX rims for more than we paid, oddly enough. And then we got the GT rims. We got the STI style black seats, which we had to drive all the way to the hometown where I was born, Watsonville, and we got those for, I believe, $140 to $150 for the set of 2. Beautiful condition. Like, they're absolutely mint. So that was awesome. And they bolted right in. They had the rails, so it was literally a bolt-in process. So $140, $150 for those seats was a really good deal. We went to my local pick and pull, and we got some vents and the hood scoop, because remember we were going to originally try and cut out the pre-facelift hood and install them. So I have a spare set of hoods and vents up there, and those were oh, and I got the rear cargo cover rubber mat, and that all combined was $50. The seat belts, as you saw that we replaced in the video, those for the passenger and driver side were $60 for 2 seat belts, which not bad. Obviously, you saw what we did in the video. We did not keep them stock. We kind of ripped them all apart and modified them to make them work. But you know what? $60, not a bad deal. The quarter glass. And that reminds me, I forgot to add the front glass. So, obviously, you guys remember the new front windshield. That thing was smashed in. The old one was smashed in by a tree trunk. $220, $240 for that front windshield. I forgot to throw that in here. And then the rear quarter glass, we went to a pick and pull and actually got that, as well as the trim. And we got a new rear quarter panel, the same day, and that was like 120 for the glass, the trim, and the panel, interior panel. And so yeah, 120 for that. Same day we got a brand new door, and the brand new door was about $90. Sorry about that. Chair started sliding away from me. So yeah, we got the quarter panel glass. It's trim and an interior quarter panel for about $120. We got a door the same day. I still haven't even installed it. Still got to do a video of that. That was also $90 for the door. Not a bad price. The glue for the quarter panel glass was about $30. Plus, something else I forgot to add in here was the little screws that come from Subaru. And most people break them because I guess they're just fragile. They break over time. But there's these little black screws that go inside of the railing that you have to have in order to fit that glass and whatnot. And those were, I think I got those for like $50 from Subaru, which was a lot of money for three little tiny plastic screws. So that was not fun. So that plus the glass, yeah, that was like the glass glue. Let's just say $100. So I forgot to add that in. So we're gonna whatever our total is, we're gonna have to add like $300 to it already. So that's fun. The NVIDIA exhaust. Again, we had to drive like an hour and a half, 40 minutes away to pick that up. Got that for $120, $60 for a shop to install it, so $180. Not bad, especially for that beautiful exhaust. I don't know about you guys, because you probably haven't heard too many videos of me driving it, and there will become more driving videos, especially running videos of the car once we have, fixed the shaking issue. But I absolutely love the exhaust. Sounds great. It looks beautiful. I can literally show my whole fist in it. That's how big it is. But it's not like super loud. And that's what I love about it. It's just more of a deep growl. And mixed with the Subaru rumble, I love it. So yeah, it was $180 for that. We got the 22B style wing, WRC wing, whatever you want to call it. $200. Again, we had to drive hour and a half away to go get that up in Fresno. $10 for the bolts, and you guys saw the process for that. If I didn't have all the drill bits and everything, yeah, we would have had to buy a drill bit kit and all that. So it would have cost a little bit more, but since I already had that stuff, just $200 for the wing, $10 for bolts and nuts and whatnot and washers. Something you guys have not seen yet is I have 2 brand new door cards, which are not messed up and chewed up like mine are, and we are going to be spraying those to match the interior at some point. But I got the 2 brand new door cards for $80 for the pair, which in the condition they are, which is mint. That's just a beautiful price. I gladly pay that price each time. That was a great price. The side markers. I don't even know if you can see them past me, but obviously the clear side markers, we got those for $40 for the pair. So that's, I thought was a, pretty banging deal. The front turn signals, I finally bit the bullet and went and got those. So funny thing about that, I don't know if I know I didn't do a video installing them, but when they came, the driver's side one, mint condition, no problem. Passenger side one was cracked in half and broken. And the company who I ordered them from didn't believe that they arrived broken, even though they didn't use very much padding. Like, they were just loose in the box. At least the passenger side one was. So I had to kind of fight it for them to send me a new one. And they did. They did send me a new one. But it took like 3 weeks for it to arrive. But yeah, so that was an ordeal with the front turn signals. But those were $70. In total, LEDs, like, because everything in this car is LEDs. We got Oxydo LEDs for the front. We got Oxydo LEDs for the back, the brakes, the turn signals, the side markers, those turn signals, interior LEDs, the dome light LED. Everything is Oxydo. They're bright and beautiful, and I love them. And in total, I spent around $80 on LEDs. It would have been a lot worse, but it was during like the holidays, and they were having like a lot of sales, so I capitalized on that. And I think without the sales, it probably would have been more like 150, 130 for like all those LEDs, but got it for 80, so I'm not going to complain about that. Also, you guys know that we have the facelift. We did go through 2 different kind of grills. We have both of the original style grills for the pre-facelift, and then we had to buy the new grill for the facelift. So in total, I spent about $120 on grills because for whatever reason, Those small grills at Pick and Pull are like $55 plus tax and all that now, and it's just insanely stupid. Like, it's a small rubber grill. I would understand if it was like a bigger grill, like off of an Explorer or a Mustang or something, but those are small. But to be fair, that is better than an online price where people sell those for like $100 and more. So, you know, you take what you can get sometimes. The new headlights, the Angry Headlights glass OEM off of a 97. Those were, if I recall, they were about $80 for the pair. Yeah, $80 for the pair. And then last but not least, the hood. The hood was $200, but we had to drive an hour and a half away to San Jose to go get that. But you know what? That was a fun adventure. It fit in the back of the not the Impreza, but it fit in the back of the Fusion. So that was just kind of fun seeing like a hood in the back of the Fusion. That was a fun experience. So yeah, it has been a project, and honestly, I have loved every second of it. I am nowhere near done with the car entirely yet. It's pretty much body-wise where I want to be with all the kit and everything, sort of. But it's just fixing dents, paint, things like that. Obviously, fixing the mechanical issues now. But yeah, I have loved this project. It has been fun, and honestly, guys, I know finding a $500 Impreza is not common. Most people want like to the moon and back for their Imprezas, and they are in various different states of either done, messed up, or barely even functioning. And people still ask for the moon for those, and which is just insane to me. So never stop looking. You will be surprised if you are diligent. You may not find that car today, but if you stay diligent, you will find that car eventually that you are looking for a decent price. It's something in your range, something that maybe you have to save up a little bit for. But all in all, I have had fun with this project, and I guess what you guys are waiting for is like the grand total, unless you've been keeping track in your head and calculating right there with me. So before we calculate the price for the glass and the price for a couple other things that I mentioned and kind of already forgot, we have the grand total of $2,985, and that's including the price of the car. So $500 car, and we have thrown about $2,500 in parts into it. And in all honesty, not bad. Like, it's actually a little bit more than I thought I had spent. I thought I was like buying stuff on a real budget. And when you think about the prices that I've gotten stuff for, yeah, I have definitely purchased and built this car on a budget. But hey, $25 thrown into the car, and I couldn't be happier with it. Some of the things that that's gonna offset that, probably more towards the $3,500 range, is the fact that I forgot it was $220 to $240 for the new glass. So let's just say 30. Let's just say 3,000. Add that, so you're at $3,240. There was something else that I just thought of right now. Oh, the battery, $120. So again, add more onto that. So $3,360. So $3,360. There was a couple of things like the clips I didn't add, so you're gonna add those in. All in all, let's say roughly $3,400 to $3,500 for the car. Now, the reason why I say that, and it still actually, when you think about it, would be near the $3,100 range, because one thing I did not mention and did not add into all this math was that the WRX rims that I bought for $140, $160, I sold those things for $250. So profit. The original bumper, I sold the original bumper. So not for like a giant gain, but I sold the original bumper. So I made some of that money back. And there were some other parts, I don't remember entirely what, but there were some other parts that I did sell and had made some money back on. So if I were to say, yeah, well, let's say $3,100 to the $3,200 for the price of the car, and then selling, buying, trading parts and whatnot. So in total, yeah, about $3,200. And that's not including obviously paying for the registration as well as the smog fee, and the smog fee was like $60, I believe, and the registration, because of the back fees, since the thing had been sitting for 2 years, the back fees were like 200 and something. So if we added that in, okay, then you're looking back at the $3,500 range. So it is what it is. But like I said, I have had fun with this project. It is not done yet. There are still things to come for the body that I have not touched on yet. I went up to, where did I go? Tracy. I went to Tracy. And I got the rear spats for a JDM bumper, which eventually I'm going to get the JDM bumper. I am currently looking to get the side skirts. Funny thing is, even though I don't have the side skirts yet or the rear bumper, I have the over flares that go on the side skirts and the spats for the rear bumper that make it look like your car has guardrails and whatnot, or mud flaps. So I got those for a really good price, and that's the only reason why now I'm looking for the side skirts and the rear bumper and all that, because I'm like, I went this far, might as well continue it. So obviously the price of the car is going to keep going up and up and up, and yeah, just it has been fun. It has been a fun project. Mechanically, I have had no issues up until recently, which I'm hoping it's the center diff. I got to figure out what other issue it could be. But up until then, I have had no other issues with this car running mechanically. It has been a great, fun driver. And I'm sad that now it's parked until I fix that, because it's going to take time when I have time off to actually do that. And I don't know when that's going to be, unfortunately. So we might be focusing on some cosmetic things like the doors and bumpers and whatnot until we get time to save up the money to buy a new center diff and all that, or whatever parts we need, because I'm not a rich guy. I work a steady job. I make a decent enough pay, but with my rent and bills and food and all that, it's challenging. I'll say it's challenging to save up the money to, buy parts that I need to finish the project. And just, it's fine. It is what it is. There's no sense in rushing out there. Like I always say, every broken car is an adventure. This car has been a fun adventure. I've just enjoyed every single time I get to mess with it. Every single time I get to drive it brings the biggest smile to my face. Just knowing that I finally have my two forever cars in the 8.6 and the GC8. I'm just absolutely happy. But this was just some food for thought. A fun little video I thought I would make for you guys. A little catch up on what's been going on and why there haven't been any videos. And just something for all you new car guys out there who want to get into cars, but maybe you have very little or no experience, or you have very little money and think, I can't do this. Like, I can't spend that kind of money on a car. Which, yeah, I mean, $3,500 on a car, that's not the worst, in all honesty. Like, in most cases, you can't buy a decent car for $3,000 anymore. And that's just kind of the world we live in. I just kind of got lucky with this thing. And another thing to take into account is that I bought the car for $500, and I didn't do all this work to it instantly. Like, it wasn't just like I bought the car and then just threw $3,000 at it in mods. No, this was over time. I bought this car in August of last year, and it is now January of 2025. So it's been almost half a year that I have had the car, more or less. And I would put money into it over time. I would put money into it. If I found a deal, I would go and get it. I would not pay the outrageous prices that people were asking for these cars and the parts. No, it's just, if I found a deal, I hopped on it and I did that deal. If I did not find a deal, or I did not go source these parts from a pick and pull myself, then guess what? I would not buy that part, and it would not have that. Like, it wouldn't have the facelift upgrade and the STI Stage 4 bumper and all that on this if I didn't find those at an amazing deal. So that's just something you guys got to remember. Stay vigilant. Look for the cars. Don't stretch yourself out. If you've got the money to just throw to the wall, go for it. Have fun. If that's really what you want to do and you can afford it, by all means, do it. But if you're like me and you're on a budget and you got to live life while also playing with cars, take your time. There's no rush. Only you are rushing yourself. No one else is out there telling you, unless you're a big YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers and deadlines, no one's out there telling you that you have to have your car project finished in X amount of time. Just take your time and have fun. And when you think about it, there are a lot of big YouTube car channels out there that have project cars that have been sitting for years that they haven't touched because for one reason or another, it didn't get them the views, or they just lost a passion for that car, or they just always said, I'll get back to it, and they never got back to it. So go at your own pace. Don't go at anyone else's pace. Anyways, guys, I'm going to cut this video off right here because if not, I'm going to keep rambling on. Sorry again for the delay in videos. I have been working like a dog, so I have not had the time. But I'm going to try and get back into it. Things have kind of slowed down a little bit, so we're going to kind of juggle car repair videos and things like that with work and all that again. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the update. And just keep in mind, like I say, every car's an adventure. Every broken car's an adventure. Every working car's an adventure. And you just got to have fun with it. I'm having fun with this, and I hope you guys are too. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. So until then, stay safe.